Hi, I want to show you how to a new way to install libraries. It's different from the way we did when we first installed a library about a month ago. So the new version of Arduino 1.6.5, which I think you all have, has an easier way to manage libraries, and it also has a lot of libraries already available without having to download them. So if we use the Sketch menu and go to Include Library, but then come over to Manage Libraries, there's a bunch of libraries already listed in here. And so you could scroll through and look at them. You could type something here like Neopixel. And so this shows Adafruit Neopixel, Adafruit Neopixel. There's two of them. I think we don't need the Neo matrix, actually. That was something else. We need the NeoPixel for controlling the LED pixels and strips. So the great thing is I can just click this install button and it's installed. And we can check that by looking at our examples folder. And I now have Adafruit NeoPixel here. I think any one of these programs would be a good place to start as far as testing your NeoPixel. I'm going to look at simple, and I just want to scroll down. Okay, and so some of this stuff you'll need to switch or do the same thing that the program says. For example, 6 means that the data pin of the NeoPixel should be connected to 6 on your Arduino board. If you've already connected it to 4, just change that number. Similarly, this is the number of pixels that are being used. So if you have a strip that only has 8 on it, then change that number to 8. If you have 4 individual lights that you have strung together, then you change this number to 4. If you are using one of the rings I have, I believe the rings have 8 lights on them, you'll change that to 8. So it should make sense to you, hopefully. The simple version makes it really easy to see that. Some of their other coding, it's not as easy to see. I'm going to open Strand Test, which I personally think is their best example. So if we go to NeoPixel Strand Test, and I'm going to make this bigger so you can see more of it. So here, they didn't use as many variables. Well, they did use the pin variable. So again, if your data pin from the NeoPixel is plugged into 11, then change that to whatever pin it's connected to. And before, they had a variable for number of lights. This one doesn't have that. Instead, you have to know to change this number. This number tells us the number of lights in our strip. And so if I'm using a strip that has 15 lights on it, then I'll change that to 15. If I have NeoPixel ring bars, we'll change that to 8 because there's 8 lights on our rings. If you're doing customizing with the single ones, I think there's a group using 25 single pixels. You're going to type in 25 here. And I think it should compile because the library's been installed. So hopefully that will help. And let me know if you have questions. Have fun with those NeoPixels.